Welcome back, everyone, to week 4 of Bloomfield's greatest fantasy football podcast. I'm your host, Parker Ramsey, joined by Gove and Hunter, the commish. How was everybody's week? How about you, Gove? You want to go first?
Oh yeah, I feel like it was a pretty standard week for me, really.
That's Hunter's line.
Yes.
It is. It is. I feel bad taking it, so maybe I'm trying to make him do something else. I'm trying to
There we
make him think
go.
outside the box. But yeah, nothing besides the usual. Watching football. Hunter and I worked on some bets together. That Patrick Mahomes slide right before the end zone really hurt the bet line there. But yeah, just a good week. Nothing crazy.
What about you, Hunter?
Yeah, Gove kind of mentioned it. I kind of got cucked by the Mahomes slide there at the end, as I had the Chiefs minus 8.5, and if he would have just strolled on into the end zone, would have put him up 10 and would have won my bet. But bad beats, they happen all the time. I feel like I'm getting a lot of them recently, which sucks.
How are your Hunter's hits doing?
They're more like dart throws. Like every now and then I'll hit one, but the other ones have been kind of off. But I'm gonna take this week off, this weekend off, because I'll be traveling, doing a vacation with my sister and mom up to Acadia National Park and then Boston. So take the weekend off from betting, get the mind right, get out in nature, really just kind of recenter myself and be ready for some more bets. But that's really what I've been doing, is trying to plan this vacation. I feel like I've kind of taken the role of planning almost the entire thing, really. I planned my sister and I made the deal I would plan the like national park stuff, and she would do the Boston stuff, because that was kind of like our areas of expertise. And then she's kind of slacked on the Boston planning. And I've planned a lot of national park vacations, of like trying to find hikes and trying to plan them out when to do them. But this one's tricky because it's supposed to rain like both days that we're there. And some of the hikes, they're like, don't do it if it's rainy. So we'll see. And trying to figure out like hikes that I want to do that are fun, but also like my mom can do, because respectfully, she's getting up there in age, and trying to find the right balance. So that's been what I've been doing. So pretty standard.
Hey, that was a little less standard.
Yeah. And I'm representing Washington, all aboard the Huskies. Michael Penix. Let's go, baby. Going to win the Heisman. Although they didn't look great this past weekend, but we'll be all right.
Too bad he's not a Hoosier.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, he would probably be dead if he was still a Hoosier.
Yeah, he was injured every single game.
Yeah. So this worked out best for him, but yeah, all aboard the Huskies bandwagon. I have a future on him to win the national championship. Probably won't win, but hey, maybe we can cash out early if they're looking good.
That'd be cool. It's been a pretty cool week for me. I finished the hospital, so I've had all week off because I'm starting at Catalent on Monday. So I've had just a week to chill, and it's been so nice. I've just been like basically doing nothing, but I've been like cleaning up a little bit around the house. But besides that, just straight up watching so many shows and movies. And I'm like, because I was like so behind. I just watched Ahsoka like basically all yesterday. Watched like the whole thing.
You're all the way caught up? Watched all the episodes?
I watched the whole thing. It was like I watched like half of it yesterday and then like half this morning. Like I finished it this morning and I loved it. I mean, I was like, it's just live action Rebels.
It really was. It was really Rebels season 5, but in live action.
I've been like ignoring everyone's text for like weeks, and then I did like I did glimpse the one that you sent, Return of the King.
Yeah.
Was that 3PO?
Yes.
Yes. I knew when I watched it, I was wondering, who's the king gonna be? And then I saw 3PO, and I was like, oh, I know that's Hunter's guy. Right there.
That's my guy. 3PO coming in clutch.
That was such a good cameo from him too.
Yeah, I mean that was just. I mean, the entire show was awesome. All the Rebels and Clone Wars stuff. Hayden Christensen back.
Dude, his fight scenes, I was like, his lightsaber choreography is just better than anyone's like ever. Right. I was just like, he just does it better than anyone else. I don't know. I was so impressed. But
I thought there were some moments in this season. I mean, there were some moments where the lightsaber fights weren't that great.
Yeah, a lot of it wasn't.
I thought
But
the finale.
Christensen
I thought the
was-
finale, the fight with Ahsoka and Morgan Elsbeth with the Talzin sword was pretty sick. That was a pretty sick fight.
Mhm.
And then just Grand Admiral Thrawn. I absolutely love Thrawn. I've read 4 books now that he's like the main character in.
Thrawn's so awesome.
I
He's just
love
like he's not like a really brutal villain, but he's just so good. Like,
Yeah. I mean, that
he's
first
awesome.
line when he like first like walks up and he's like, I think I used to have it memorized. He's like, "What was once a dream has now become a frightening new reality for those who may oppose us." Like that's just the toughest line I've ever heard. It was so cold. All right, what's our first matchup?
Looks like it was my matchup with Zach Skinner. So, did anyone pay attention to this on Monday night?
Not really. No.
Dude.
Was it how was it? Fill us in.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was up by let's see, I was basically at 117 to I don't know, I was up by like 30 or 40 points. And all it was Waller against Seahawks defense. I was like, Seahawks defense. They've only scored -2, 10, and 2. I was like, I don't have anything to worry about. Jock's 29 points. And it's by the end of the game, it's rapidly just spiraling out of control. You guys watched the game?
Yeah, I did.
Daniel Jones gets in the game and he's either getting sacked, fumbled, picked off, pick sixes. It was wild. I'm watching it. I'm like, I'm gonna lose. I was freaking out. Darren Waller has 3 targets the whole game. He has 3 catches. But it was looking really scary there towards the last couple minutes because his points were just going up like so fast. And I thought I was about to say Zach like, GG's, man. That's a tough way to lose. Losing to the Seahawks defense, who was ranked like 27th in the league before this, and now they're 5th.
Boom.
It was awful.
Before every like Monday night game, I like kind of look at the matchups to see if there's any that are like coming down the wire are going to be close. And like, obviously it didn't stick with me because I probably thought the same thing you did. Seahawks defense against Darren Waller with like a 30-some point lead. Like this is in the bag. And then I didn't even think of it again. So,
because this game was so over. I've never had a game where I was like, oh, I got the win this week, And then I went into Monday night not even thinking it was going to be close, but it somehow turned close. And I was shocked. But yeah, besides that, I mean, his team, Joe Burrow continues to suck. Mostert came down to earth. Didn't A-Chain or whatever his name is kill it?
Yep. A-Chain did. Yep, he's a baller.
Yeah, that could be troubling for Zach losing, Mostert to A-Chain. Higgins sucked. I think he got injured. Like he had a pretty rough week.
Broken rib, I think. Fractured rib, maybe. I can't remember what it was.
I think he's just questionable, so I don't think it's too bad. But yeah, his team was looking pretty rough coming into this upcoming week. Yeah, and you can't rely on the Seahawks defense to do that hardly anymore. I think whoever plays Daniel Jones, you're just gonna like feast. That's my opinion on that. But
yeah, I wonder if this is the week that Joe Burrow gets benched for Anthony Richardson.
Oh, I figured he would do it against me, honestly, but he didn't.
Interesting. Would have won the matchup. So
it would have won him the game. But I mean, I was pretty happy with how my team played. I mean, my main guys played well. My top 4. The game script for the Colts game didn't. It was weird. Richardson just kept throwing to the tight ends, so that did not help me at all. He didn't throw anything to Pittman or Downs. Waller's probably benched for the foreseeable future because Daniel Jones can't even live back there.
Yeah,
it was good.
Stupid. I mean, I had a 4-leg parlay for the Monday night, and I had Lockett yards hit, Kenneth Walker receiving yards under, then the Seahawks money line, and all I needed was Waller to get 5 catches, and they fell down. And I'm like, perfect. Daniel Jones is just going to check down, safe to Darren Waller all night long, and he didn't throw him the ball at all. He only ended up with 3 catches because he had 2 on the final drive. He had one for
Mhm.
the entire game, and I was so pissed.
One target the whole game until the very final drive. But it was ridiculous. I'm probably done with Waller because I mean I'd love to play him, but I can't because of the Giants situation. AJ Dillon getting 1 point again. He's getting worse.
He's so bad.
I want to drop him so bad, but like he's currently projected 7, and the next best running back in free agency is projected like 4. So I'm like, I guess I got to hold on to him, but I really don't want to. Rest of the bench, sucky. Like there's no hope on the bench for me. But yeah, that's enough for my matchup. We'll go on to the big score. Have we ever seen a murder this bad?
I mean, this is easily, I think, the biggest margin of defeat we've ever seen. 150, which is ridiculous.
Outscored almost every team. Like most teams, the margin of defeat outscored them. So,
Jonathan texted me at 5:00 on Sunday and said, "Is there a mercy rule?" I mean, we honestly should probably enforce one because this was bad. Like this was an absolute clown.
Crazy. I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, just like.
I mean, Sendejo Concussions is a wagon. They're so freaking good.
Yeah, I've been high on this team.
Terrible. So.
Yeah, but this is as bad as it could have got. Like it's his best week and his worst week. It was just.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see a matchup like this again.
I think this is
crazy.
I think this
Jonathan still had a 24-point score on the bench. Like what is this?
Dude, yeah.
He
like
easily could have had more.
His team is so loaded.
Yes.
Absolutely loaded.
Yeah. Poor Alex.
It might be time for Alex to tap out of the league this year. With this performance, it was just bad. I don't know. You can show your face again after that one.
I feel sorry for all the hate he's getting this week. Sorry, Alex. Love you.
I apologize, but
all right. Team Cuck against Hard Spartan together. Oh, we'll go over this one later. He's our special guest. And then Bloomfield ROTC and then against Team Hemorrhoids. Want to take this one, Hunter?
I mean, like I said, don't let me get hot. Don't let me get hot. I think if you would recall, if you're an avid listener of this podcast, I put my foot in the ground. I drew a line in the sand, and I said that Justin Fields was going to win the battle of the Justins.
Hot take.
If you look, Justin Fields had 27 fantasy points, and Justin Herbert only had 22. So I was right. Justin Fields won that battle. So thank you very much. I get one of the few times I'm ever right. How about Alvin Kamara setting a new league record with most catches or having the fewest yards on the most catches or something like that? He had 16 catches for like 30 yards. Yeah,
no.
It was, or no, 13. It was ridiculous.
13 catches.
30. Is that 33 yards?
33 yards. Like the previous.
Oh my gosh.
The previous record for fewest yards with that amount of catches was 70. And he had for 33 because Derek Carr with his broken shoulder couldn't throw more than 5 yards away from him. It was just check down city. So that was nice to have him back.
You should have got so many more points than that, though. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, that was crazy. If he would even did anything with those catches.
Yeah, just any of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I take 13 catches every week. Wouldn't complain.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too much, but Jamar Chase is officially on Diva Watch with his I'm always open comment.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I believe there was a word in there that you left out, but yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, maybe – I mean, I don't know what the heck's going on with Cincinnati. I mean, Joe Burrow can barely even stand upright back there because he's getting freaking molested every time he drops back. But Jamar Chase somehow still puts up 14 points. I'm officially off the A.J. Brown train. I used to be the biggest A.J. Brown fan, but I hate him now because he throws a little fit, and then all of a sudden Jalen Hurts wants to throw him the ball every single time instead of Devontae Smith. So that's annoying. Achane is an absolute dog. He may end up being freaking RB1 by the end of the year. RB2. He'll be behind McCaffrey.
You skipped Kittle. What's going on with Kittle?
Too many mouse to feed. It's boom or bust for Kittle. They've played not great competition. The San Francisco Niners haven't. so they haven't really needed to like get everyone involved per se. But I think once they start playing better teams, I think they're going to have to really start spreading the ball around and not letting Christian McCaffrey just be their entire offense. But I am a little worried. He was a pretty high draft pick that hasn't turned out super well, or not really. Maybe not a high draft pick, but a high
71st,
tight end
sixth round.
selection. A high
Sixth
tight
round's
end
pretty
selection
high.
probably. So yeah, that's not great. But he had more points than Debo on the 49ers, and he was drafted higher. So I can't
It's always a win.
Can't complain too much. And like I'll forgive Matt Gay for this performance this week.
Yeah, week 3
out.
hero.
It evens out with his performance from week 3. But yeah, so it's nice to get a win. It's nice to like score a decent amount of points while doing it too. But yeah, I'm really excited for the team. Really excited for this team moving forward. Peter's team really started out the gates hot and I think is declining quickly.
Yeah, we'll talk about Peter's team later, but that was a pretty rough week for him. Jackson Mahomes and Kirk O'Hearn. Kirk O'Hearn continues to put up big numbers. Do you think he might not be our high point scorer anymore because of Sendejo's 210 points, but just
he still is, I think.
He is third in scoring, third in
okay.
scoring average.
Who's second? Mix and match?
Mix and match second. Sendejo first by about a whole 10 points.
Okay. Yeah, but those top 3 are just scoring just ridiculous amounts of points. Like I'm terrified to face any of those 3 because I don't know how I'm going to put up, 150s against any of them. My team's not doing that, but
Team Cook is pretty close at 4th with about 139 a game, but behind that, the next highest is 127. So there's a big gap after those first 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like when we get to the rankings, we'll look at the clear tiers at the top. But
exactly.
I mean, Puka continues to go nuclear. I'm just really interested to see what it's going to look like when Cooper Kupp comes back. I mean, that's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the targets there.
I think the offense can sustain 2 wide receivers though. Like
they throw a ton. Yeah, they can. Tutu Atwell probably the one that takes all the hit from that, but I think Puka will still be good. But I mean, he's not going to put up 31. We think. I don't know. He could be the new Cooper Kupp. Who knows? Yeah.
Kirk Cousins with only 9 points. Maybe we'll see some of that in the memes.
Is that 2 weeks in a row? Kirk's? No, that was just
this
25 last week. Yeah, just this week.
Can you look at Kelsey's stats? I feel like he really hasn't played all that dominant or well. I mean,
he's tight end 1 probably. Oh, no, he's actually not tight end 1 because that's
the thing. Like Eli's putting up these crazy numbers and like
it's not even from
scoring
Kelsey.
With Kelsey just being like solid. Like Kelsey hasn't even been dominating. Yeah. So like
he's getting. I think a lot of it you can thank to Puka and Kirk Cousins early. David Montgomery, this was out of nowhere. I mean, I don't think you're going to get 34 from him weekly. He's done well, though, 13 and 12. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where all these super high points are coming from. I don't know if it'll continue, but Jake Elliott, 18.
What?
No, it's just from weird places, all different places sometimes.
He might be a top 3 kicker. I think he's number 2, maybe. Jake Elliott. Could be wrong there, but number 1.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of ones. He probably, I don't know. He's got a lot of power on this team.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're legit.
And then you go to the other side.
Yeah, we knew that this was going to be a beating, but yeah.
This is the 1 running back team.
Yeah, 1. I mean, he literally only has Bijan. There's no others to be found.
And Breece Hall is officially off his snap count now. So
this is bad for
Dalvin. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got some wide receivers. They're not playing great, but
I like his receivers like CeeDee Lamb. I think Christian Watson's going to be good. Like McLaurin's so hit or miss.
Yeah, I was looking at his team for the rankings, and his receivers on paper look good, but they haven't put up any numbers yet. But his receivers, I think he should probably make a trade for like a 2-for-1 for a running back, but he's in desperate need of a running back.
Yeah.
And all the Govs match up.
Yeah, so I know we touched on this last week. Mix and match. It's a tough son of a gun. Going in, Aaron Jones is hurt. Played on a snap count. I didn't think it'd quite be like that. Jalen Waddle, disappointed all season long. He's officially on the block. On the block.
Oh, wow. 11, 12, and 8.
Yeah, high pick on him. So
How high was he?
I want to say
21, second round.
Which he was at, I think, a top 15, top 10 wide receiver last year.
He was good, yeah. He was a key member of the championship team.
What's crazy is the Dolphins are rolling too, throwing it, getting tons of touchdowns, and none of it's going to him. So
it's all baby.
I don't blame my team for this loss, honestly. I just think the other team is better, and that's how it is some weeks. You can have a good performance, but when you go against a top tier team, I'd be happy to put up 129 points every week. I think I'd end up with a solid record. So
that's basically what my team's doing right now. It's just 120s every week.
4-0. I take it.
4-0, but I mean we're not going to beat these high scores. But you would have beat me this week with this score, so
yeah, not
a bad performance from you.
Just hoping for health. So my guys to get healthy. I need Eckler to come back. But yeah, I think I'm still decently high on the outlook of the team. But some weeks you just can't muster up enough. So
you need Eckler back ASAP.
I do. Yeah, I really do.
Well, that wraps up week 4's recap and everything. So we'll head on to waiver wire.
This week I wasn't happy with the waiver wire report here. Really we need to flex for this coming week. I don't know if anybody's looked at my roster, but literally everyone is on bye.
I was going to talk to you about that.
Yeah, so I put up 24, hoping Michael Wilson, outbid by the top scoring team in the league. They really need him. By a whole dollar. So
outbid just to be probably on his bench.
Yeah, just
exactly.
Sally.
That was terrible because I bid on him too, but I didn't think he'd be anywhere close to that. He's owned in less than 1% of leagues. I was like, this guy is not going to go that crazy.
If I would have seen this earlier, I hadn't looked at this before. I would have texted Jonathan for comment, but I should have looked at it before. But I'll leave him alone now. But maybe we can get a comment later on.
Yeah, hopefully he's next guest.
Unfortunate.
I got some words to be said.
Yeah, I thought I was overpaying at 12 because I originally started at 8, but then 25. Yeah, and he's probably going to kill it now. Michael Wilson's probably going to be a great pickup for him.
Mm-hmm. Probably the next
yeah. And then McLaughlin, $21. That's quite a bit for him.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit of an overpay, but
he was your go-to back when Javonte Williams went out. So
yeah, and Javonte is out this week, possibly. He's projected 0 at the moment, so
yeah,
could pay off for him.
Even if it's just 1 week, he needs running backs bad, so it might be worth it.
Yes. Yeah. So and then even Nick Westbrook down there projected 6 points. I thought no one's gonna pick him up. I bid on him. I mean, 3 of us bid on him. I was like, man, there's really nothing out there in the waiver wire if we're fighting over Nick Westbrook. So.
Yeah, I looked at the waiver wire for maybe a minute, and I was like, there is nothing here for me to nothing worth my time here to.
Hey, a lot of Joshua Dobbs haters out there apparently picked him up for a good $3.
That was the one that I thought about it, but I believe in my guy Justin Fields.
I think from week 2 beyond, so weeks 2 through 4, I think he's QB2. Not saying he can keep that up all year, but if he can, might be the missing piece for this team here.
True. That's true. I have him in one of my dynasty leagues, and a guy messaged me about a trade for somebody else. And he's like, "You really think you're going to compete with Josh Dobbs as your number 2 quarterback?" And maybe.
I mean, he's running over 40 yards a game, using his legs, and
so maybe I will.
Yeah,
But I
no,
mean, I just looked it up. Eli, I feel like has been a big spender already, and he's already down to $33 left. I don't think there's a good way to compare like in one page, like who's all has what.
Would the standings have it?
Maybe. I mean, but if you go to like each individual team, you can see how much is left. But yeah,
Oh,
Eli's
there's
already down to $33, so he's blowing it early. So we'll see if
hopefully,
that
yeah.
comes back to bite him at the end. But he's definitely not saving his money. Dave Ramsey would not be proud.
Well, the Puka Nakua one was totally paying off, so maybe this and
true,
McLaughlin might too. So
We
he's
all
making
might
good
laugh at
purchases.
it and then just get destroyed by him. So
That's
Like-
true. I mean, I'm on record saying I wasn't the biggest Puka believer, and then I got absolutely roasted. So all I'm saying is that he spent a lot of money. I'm not going to comment on Jaleel McLaughlin. I don't want it to come back and bite me in the butt on a meme.
yep.
I
All
mean,
right,
I spent 32 on Justice Hill, and he's been not even playable. So yeah,
Hey, I called that one.
you did. I just really only wanted him because I had Gus Edwards, and they've both been unusable. So
Yeah.
I just
All right.
had bad waiver wires.
We need to hop into matchups for this week.
Yeah, week 5 matchups. Let's go scoreboard. Start with mine and Eli's.
This is a good one.
Yeah, this will probably be my first loss. I am not looking forward to this matchup. Like I said earlier, I think my team's got a really high floor. I think we're going to score 120, 130 a week. I think we're pretty known commodity. Eli's team, they can really put up the points. So I'm a little scared. So I'm taking him for this week.
Go.
Yeah. I've been big on your team, Parker. But liked Eli's as well. And I kind of agree what you said is about consistency. Your team has had it. You've been solid. But the only thing you can hope for is for Cup to come back and take Puka completely out of the offense. But I don't think it happens, so I think I'm going to Eli as well.
I know Hunter's fake.
Oh yeah. You know I'm going.
Hunter hates my team.
I wouldn't say I hate it. I mean, I like Eli's team a lot. I feel like I've been higher on him throughout this, especially after the first week after I got called out. But yeah, I mean, you're starting Josh Downs and Calvin Austin at the flex.
I wanted to talk about that.
It's not reliable.
If anyone's got flex guys, I need them. But the way
we've now officially entered into bye weeks, so the flex spots are going to get real dicey in these upcoming weeks.
Oh man,
the teams that were struggling with depth are going to be could potentially be exposed here coming up. So
yeah,
this could be interesting. I looked for holes in Eli's team, and I was like, oh, I mean, he's got Adam Thielen. He's like 30 years old, but Adam Thielen's wide receiver 10. Like he's balling.
killing it.
Marquise Brown, like he's got Josh Dobbs as quarterback. He's wide receiver 17. Like I feel like Chris Olave like put up 1 point last week, but other weeks he'd been like high teens, and I think he had a 20-point game too. Like there's just not a lot of holes. Not a lot of holes on this team, and I just like this team a lot. And Parker, I feel like your team has grown on me, but I mean you are 4-0, but
it's here. My team
is going to
my team is from Josh Allen to Sam Laporta. Those aren't getting replaced ever unless they're on a bye. But the rest of them are trash. I can't get a waiver pickup. That's killing me. My bench is terrible. Yeah, I'm struggling on the flex front. I just can't get any luck there. And I think it'll help when I get Deontay back week 7. That should really help for my flexes. But man, I need a little bit more there.
Need some juice for sure.
All right, Danny Woodheads and Hard Smartin together. What do you think, boys?
I'm not saying anything on this one. That's fun.
We're gonna talk about this one.
Oh yeah, we already talked. I do this every time,
guys.
All right, Bloomfield ROTC. Hunter, what do you think?
Well, look, I mean, Jonathan Sam's an absolute wagon. They're really good.
Really good.
I really want to believe in my team. I am really starting to get some belief in them, and I think we have a shot. I really think we have a shot here. I really need Justin Fields to set the tone early on Thursday night. So we'll see how this goes. I feel like I've got some decent matchups across the board. I'm gonna pick Jonathan's team. His team's just really good, but I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think I can put up a fight here. I seem to draw the life out of the teams that I'm playing. I feel like my fantasy defense is really good. I haven't looked at the points against, but I feel like I'm doing a great job of eliminating the offense of the other teams that I'm playing on fantasy, which is such an
Same here.
underrated fantasy.
You are second in points against, so second best.
See, I'm really good at it, and I think that I can do the same thing here to Jonathan.
Mr. 210 points. I don't know if you can draw all those points out.
I mean, I'll put my foot in the ground here and make another bold claim. I don't think Jonathan scores over 200 this week. I think that's an extremely bold take that I have here. So I think if he doesn't score over 200, I have a shot. If he scores over 200, probably not. But I think I've got a shot this week. I think Jamar Chase is, with his little comments, maybe demanding the ball more and potentially get some more targets. And Achane has been an absolute dog. So who knows? I think I've got a shot here, and it's I can't remember who plays Monday night. I think it may be Dobbs to the Green Bay and Vegas. So it's going to come down to Dobbs, who's been sneaky solid this year. Yeah. So he's going to get a start. So we'll see how that goes. But I am going to pick Jump's team after all the hype that I'm trying to give my team. I'll give him a good pep talk on Sunday morning.
Only bright spot I can see for you is Keenan Allen sitting out this week.
Yeah, that's a bright spot, but he's still got Pacheco and Collins and
Diggs and Brown.
He'll be
that's the only thing I can see because Keenan Allen's second wide receiver currently. He's killing it.
I mean, knowing my luck, Justin Fields will probably throw like 3 touchdowns, and 2 of them will go to Cole Kmet, so it'll just be washed.
Yeah, he actually had a really big week, 27. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's legit, but
it was.
Even on the down weeks, I don't see him. I don't know how he's even lost twice. I don't know how that happens, but I think you got to put up 150 to beat this team, Hunter.
I think I've got it in me. I think I've definitely got it if my guys hit their stride, and most of them have been as of late. If I can get a little more out of Kittle and maybe a little more out of Gibbs, I think we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I just need Matt Gay to carry me again. We'll see.
That Gay magic.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big week. This is a big one for me. If I can prove that I can beat one of these top tier teams, then I'll definitely be. I think I'll move into a real contender instead of like a decent team now. So this could be a big one.
Yeah, I know you're high on your team, Hunter, but I think you get humbled this week. So
no 3-win streak for him.
No, it's not happening. Jonathan has only lost when teams have scored 149 or 162 against him.
Yeah,
that's
what I thought.
And Hunter has scored as high as 129, which was last week. So
this is the strongest he's looked though. So I think he's got a small chance, but I'm going with Sendejo as well.
Bulletin board material. Just wait.
This is the battle of the Combs, little Combs bros.
Yeah,
who's gonna win this one?
I think Peter started the season off hot, but we've all seen his team rapidly decline. The New York Jets situation really hurt him having Breece and Garrett Wilson there. I think his only outlook is that Breece is off a snap count and he can just go ballistic. But I'm going to go Isaac here. I think his team's solid. If he can just get a little something out of Kyle Pitts, just like 4 or 5 catches. If he can just get a Jonnu Smith out of Kyle Pitts, then it should be enough to win.
Man, Kyle Pitts, that's a rough one.
Waste. I'm telling you,
6'3", 8'4".
Taylor Heineke is going to take over that job soon. Like, they can't keep playing Desmond Ridder.
Is Kyle Pitts droppable?
I would think about it.
I
wouldn't pick him up. I mean,
I would pick him up. I mean, his ceiling's just way too high. Like, the risk is worth it. especially with
Is
the
it-
tight end market as it is. Like it would one good game and everybody's gonna be back in on Kyle Pitts.
Isn't this his third year
I think
in the
so.
league?
Yeah.
And he hasn't been good at any of those years, right?
Rookie year, he's pretty solid, but
Because I had him one of them, and I was just pulling my hair out with him.
Oh.
yeah.
So I feel your frustration, Isaac.
I
But
saw PFF mock draft. They had the Falcons selecting Michael Penix. And can you imagine Michael Penix with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson? I would become the biggest Falcons fan. Whoever drafts Michael Penix, I'm gonna be a big fan of, but that would be so much fun.
so who all's picking Isaac?
I
Man, I don't know. Because that's 5-0. That's a lot of luck in fantasy to go 5-0. And I'm not really low on Team Hemorrhoid. I was looking at them and I was thinking, this team's not that bad. I mean, from top to bottom, they're not bad. But Daniel Jones, I mean, he's awful. He had 1 week where he scored 30, but
he sucks so bad.
he sucks. And I mean, these guys I'm good with all his position players. Zach Ertz is actually playing decent. I mean, 10th.
Yeah.
Sutton's fine, but Atwell, he's like we talked earlier. Cooper Kupp's coming back, so that could suck. But he's also got Ramondre on the bench, so this team's not as bad as they look at face value.
does
Yeah.
have Justin Herbert, number one.
He does
QB.
have Justin Herbert, but he's
Sure.
out this week, so that
And
sucks.
he lost the battle of the Justins. So like, is he really that good?
If he had Justin Herbert, I think I'd take Peter, but I'm gonna go 5-0.
I think Peter's only hope is that the Jets guys that are playing Denver can go crazy. That's his only hope because Denver's defense sucks. So that's their only hope that those guys go off, which is a lot to ask.
All right, go on to your matchup.
Yeah. So I'm hurting this week, guys. If we take a look at my bench here,
Yeah, this was. Oh shoot, I hit it. Whole bench.
I have 3 starters on bye. I have Eckler out, but he's also on bye. Deshaun Watson is out, but he's also on bye. So it's kind of like we're a sinking ship right now, and I'm just trying to plug the holes until the new ship comes. I mean, I'm starting Robert Woods for God's sake. Like,
as your wide receiver 2, not even as your flex.
Wan'Dale Robinson looked good. I won't lie. If you saw stats,
he's got Daniel Jones throwing him the ball.
Dude, if you watched Daniel Jones last week, there's no hope for that offense.
He has to throw to one person. And last game, Wan'Dale Robinson.
You'd think it'd be Waller, but he can't even throw it. That's the problem.
Who else on this card? Latavius Murray. What do you want from me? Okay, I have nothing. I tried to get the guy. What's Michael Wilson? Is that his name?
You don't even know his name.
Did you see where he was?
I lose out by $1. I have nothing.
Did you see where Michael Wilson was sitting this week?
Probably on the bench.
Back, he was the last spot on Deo Concussion's bench.
The ultimate bench warmer.
Oh my gosh.
So
you know
I needed him too because I'm starting Josh Downs and
you know what? This ship right here, it may be sinking, but we're still firing those cannons. We're gonna come out hot, and we're gonna smack Jackson right in the mouth here, and we're gonna take this one.
And so you're lucky that you're playing Jackson's team. If you're playing like anybody else, like you probably have no shot this week.
You might be busy with it.
I mean, this is a toilet bowl match.
I needed Jackson or Alex, and I got Jackson, and I just need somebody to show up. Just one.
If you lose this week, this is going to be ugly for you.
This
You're
is dire.
With a loss to Jackson. Like even, I mean, we could see a very low version of you next week. This could be
if I lose this week, anyone's available. Send me all the trades you want. Anyone's available.
Jeez.
Don't worry, you won't accept them unless you trade rape somebody.
He's very hard to trade with. Yeah, I don't know. Go.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let me have it.
I mean, he's still got like if everyone's healthy, he's got Jones and Eckler, so he's fine. But I mean, Waddle with Waddle playing like he is, and then Mike Evans is Mike Evans out for the long, or just he's just
I don't think so.
questionable?
Very mild. He might be back right after the bye week.
I texted Gove because I got a notification that Mike Evans got injured. I immediately thought, man, poor Gove. He said the wheels are falling off the bus.
Yeah. The bus ain't even starting this week. We're pushing this thing down the hill.
Go. So are you officially picking yourself to win this week then?
I am. Yeah, I win.
He picked himself last week against Mix and Match. Gove has full confidence.
You got to. If you don't believe, then if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything, guys. Come on.
Shut up.
Oh, dead. Okay. I think I'm going to take Jackson, the one running back team. I mean, he's still got Patrick Mahomes, so anything can happen with him. I don't know. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, there's Terry McLaurin. There's a little bit of talent here. Still got some wide receiver guys. He's at least got a little depth to pick from. So more than I can say.
He picked up Jordan Mason, RB3, San Francisco.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Jackson as well.
This is gonna be a close one though. I think this is gonna be like a 102, 105 game. Maybe not even 100 point matchup. This could be in the 90s.
We could be slugging at 80. I don't.
Maybe. I mean, this could be crazy.
It's like that meme of like the two clowns like fighting like on a basketball court like outside. Like that's the that matchup. Those two just fighting it out.
So it looks like Zach hasn't looked at his team yet today, but we can fill in the holes for him.
Yeah,
he's got
3 guys
out.
Yeah.
He's losing 4 because Higgins is also out. So he's losing 4 starters this week against the best team in the league, debatably. So, Zach, this is looking rough. Might start Anthony Richardson.
That all the Seahawks are out this week, so that does help. Makes the matchup easier. 3 starters.
Yeah, he's looking weak now.
Yeah, I mean, he caught a break though because I mean, Zach's team's gonna look bad when he starts putting in those guys. When he's having to start Brandon Cooks or Michael Gallup or Curtis.
I'll give him this. Curtis Samuel had a really good week last week. He had 18 points, so he can slot Curtis Samuel in there. He's going to probably switch out Anthony Richardson. I would. I don't know who else he's got here, but
Antonio Gibson has to go in there at a running back spot. But
I think Gallup played. Yeah, Gallup's got 15-11 last 2 weeks, so you could run with that. I mean, that's better options that I've got this week. So yeah. I mean, he'll be able to at least fill the roster. I don't know if he'll beat this juggernaut of a team. I'm going to go with them, although this is the lowest they look. I'm going to go with mix and match.
Yeah, I think I'm going to actually give this one to Zach. I think the 3 starters out. Christian McCaffrey goes against Dallas defense, which I know we saw Arizona shred them, but they rounded back into shape there. It kind of helps some low end pieces like Brian Robinson and Logan Thomas playing Chicago, and then having the Commanders D, of course, that helps a little bit. But I think Zach wins this. But I think it's a close one.
Behind the firepower of Justin Jefferson, or who's going to propel him to this win?
I haven't decided yet. I don't know if anyone does. I think sometimes you just nickel and dime them. 1,000 cuts.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Hanson mix and match as well. Even with the buys, he's got all those Commanders playing the Bears, and that's the best matchup you can have right now. So yeah, I mean his team is so good. So yeah, I mean this is
ridiculous.
An easy win, I think.
I agree. Well, that wraps up our preview for week 5. So let's head into everyone's favorite part, the rankings.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, let's stop sharing screen. Present.
We did have a little internal
slides.
discussion this week about how we wanted to do our rankings. So we're going more just based on pure team talent going forward. Taking slight account into maybe some injuries more long term and maybe a little bit of the record. Because obviously if you're 1-8, but your team's really good, probably not gonna win much or making the playoffs or anything. So,
Your team's probably not very good if you're 1-8, even if it looks good on paper. It's probably not actually good.
Hey, that week 12 fab, if you got 100 still, and there's some injuries, you might be looking really good.
Have you seen our waiver wire? there's nothing. We've scalped the league completely clean.
Yeah. So mainly just like overall team, who we think has the best team, not taking into account like somebody's got a banged up hamstring or somebody's on bye or what their record is. So just overall what we think. So let's get into this bad boy.
This has been the podcast of ripping on Alex.
Yeah, I know we've touched on this a lot, so I don't really want to say too much, but I think it's rightfully deserved.
Yeah, I've lost pretty much all my hope in the Danny Woodheads, which it hurts because I love Danny Woodhead, the guy. So yeah, this sucks. But it is nice for me to not be there. So yeah, this is all right.
Yeah, looking at Alex's team, I mean, he's got TJ Hawkinson is probably his best player. If tight end's your best player, you're hurting a little bit. But Alex, if you want to trade me, Jacoby Myers, I would love it.
SOS.
Jackson Holmes at 11. He's stayed at 11 basically all season, I think. You guys have anything to say about his team?
I mean, the one running back strategy, I don't think is very successful. I mean, it's a bold strategy. It's definitely a bold strategy, Todd. So let's see how that plays out. But I don't think it's going to play out very well. But he's not last, so good for him.
I kind of think it's not by choice, though, because there's no options for him. So I think he's just kind of stuck with one running back. He's trying with Jordan Mason.
Latavius Murray is available. He is available. Holler at me if you want some Latavius Murray.
That's all that needs to be said about Jackson's team. All right, Gove had Bloomfield ROTC. I think this is a little low for him. You want to explain that one, Gove?
I mean, you guys know I'm not a believer. Justin Fields is the most overrated, overhyped quarterback to ever exist. He forgot how to use his legs this season, which was the only part that was even worth anything to him.
Get me fired up here.
He played Denver. But, I mean, really, there is some hope with Kamara coming back. Jameson Williams, hopefully he can resemble an NFL player. Achane has looked great. And the bench might have some sneaky upside. But I think most of the league is better than this team, though.
Dang. I'll save my Hunter talk for later whenever we go.
Yeah. I'll respond to that here later. But yeah, Peter's team is falling. They started off. I mean, I had them in our first ranking as number 2, but it seems like that week 1 was maybe more of a fluke, as this team has fallen off very hard. I mean, I still think there may be hope, but it is definitely bleak for the newcomer to this league.
I'm not as low on. I put Team Hemorrhoids a lot higher when I was making these. I think I had him at 8 maybe, but as I looked at his team, I clicked on everyone, and no one's been scoring well. It's just all of his players look good on paper, but they are just scoring low. So I had to put him at 10. But I don't believe this is a bad team. I think with the exception of Herbert instead of Daniel Jones, they're not terrible. They have some hope, in my opinion. And then Gove had him here, so we're pretty similar on Team Hemorrhoids. Hunter had Zach Stone, so this is the lowest for Zach Stone. You want to talk about him real quick?
Yeah, I think he's definitely got some potential. I don't think it's that bad of a team. Again, I think some of these bottom teams are all pretty close. I definitely think he's got a chance to move up. He's got solid pieces. Like we talk about him with him. I like James Cook a lot. I feel like there's just a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of kind of boom or bust players, which are very nerve wracking. I don't think it's a very sustainable success. And then Cooper Kupp's coming back, which is huge. So maybe I didn't take into effect that maybe as much as I should have, but still, I mean, it's just going to be very interesting to see how that wide receiver room shakes out. I mean, they're both probably going to be very good, but we just haven't quite seen it yet. So, I mean, I definitely think he can move up quickly, but yeah, I just maybe I just hate Zach Stone and his team. Maybe that's it.
I'll talk about Zach's team later, but I had Gobe here. I was honestly surprised. I was surprised that you guys didn't have him a little lower because we just talked about how much the ship is sinking. So I don't know, man.
But the rescue ship's coming. You see people coming. You got Eckler coming back. You got Aaron Jones getting healthy. You got Mike Evans, Chris Scott. They're all there. The ship is there. We're gonna plug the holes and we're gonna keep sailing. Don't worry about us.
All right, I'll believe it when I see it.
I might lose to Jackson this week. I might not, but in the week after that, I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Okay.
I mean, Gove has dropped for me, but
I think you have him at 7. So
Eckler's going to come back soon, and I mean, Eckler's like maybe like the second best fantasy player behind McCaffrey. Like Eckler is very good.
He's ridiculous.
So I mean, I mean, he's going to be back very soon, probably after the bye week. So I think he'll be fine.
I think Eckler's going to come back, and he's going to make you forget all about CMC. So
I doubt that. I will never forget about CMC.
He's going to come back with a fresh boob job, and you're going to be locked.
Where's the boob job coming from? What is that?
One hot piece of meat, you know? You're not going to be able to take your eyes off him. He's going to wow you.
Maybe. But I got it.
All right, go. You had Zach Stone.
I'm just saying.
Out of nowhere.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, but okay.
Go ahead. Zach Stone. Hunter had himself, and I had your mom. So this one's kind of all over the place. Gobe, you want to touch on Zach Stone's real quick, or?
Yeah. I think something that hurts his team. Rashawn Johnson looks like he's taking that handcuff role. Not really popping off like we thought he would. I know Kupp is coming back and will help. Josh Jacobs look better. Mark Andrews look better. But overall, I just think doesn't have quite enough pieces. I think we'll see some wins, some losses. But I think it's going to be about middle of the pack.
Hunter, you got yourself here?
Yeah, I think my team is really rounded into form. Kamara coming back. Achane may look like being the sleeper of the entire year, potentially fall into that term of like league winner potentially. Being drafted so late that's going to
him and Puka.
Well. Yeah, LaPuka as well. They're huge steals. I think Jamar Chase feels like he's had about as bad a start as it could be, and it's still been a pretty good floor. I still have some hope in Gibbs to potentially get more involved. Again, kind of similar to Chase. Like it feels like he's not being used at all, and still I think hasn't scored less than like 8 or 9 points, which was bad when I needed him to be my number 1. But if Kamara's here, he's my 1. So like that's a good floor for a number 2. I just feel like my team's got a lot of potential, and if Justin Fields can continue to be the fantasy quarterback and the quarterback that I know he can be, he's got to overcome the worst organization in professional football right now with the Bears. I mean, there are so many things wrong with the Bears right now with the DC stuff that happened last week with Eberflus like calling out Chase Claypool and saying one thing, and then the team official saying another thing about how he was or wasn't given a choice. Like, I mean, the whole thing's a mess. And like Goff says he forgets how to use his leg. Like they've only given him. Where's the stat? I had it pulled up after you said this. Let me find it. How he forgot how to use his legs. So in weeks 1 and 2, he had 5 designed runs. Like they're not giving him the option to even run the ball. They're like they really are like forcing him to like stay in the pocket.
The best players can figure out themselves.
But now they are eventually like letting him be more like play to his actual strengths, which he did more last week against friggin' Broncos. I think this may unlock that a little bit. I think he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. I just really like Justin Fields. I believe in him. And I think we'll see more 20-point performances from him more than the single-digit performances. So I don't appreciate the Justin Fields slander, but I defend my guys, and he's a cadet, and I will always stand for my guys.
Yeah, I'll talk about your team here in a little bit. But I had your mom here. I was lowest on him of everybody. I think Zach's. I don't think he's got a bad team, but I think his team is very boomer bust. They seem to be very like everyone goes off and drops 30 or 40, and they are high point guys, or they're down in the 80 or 90 point range. He's had 2 weeks where they were like that. Well, actually, this last week against me, he would have been in the below 100, but his Seahawks defense dropped 30, so that helped him a lot. But yeah, I think it's a boomer bust team. Not a bad team, just you don't know what you're going to get week to week. Oh, I messed up Hard Smart together. But number 7, you guys had Gove here, and I had Zach Stone.
Yeah, I slapped myself here. I feel like it's appropriate. I think I do have a better team than number 7. I just think we gotta come together. I feel like a lot of guys are battling injuries, not going off the same week. We've kind of been the Bears of a fantasy team. We just haven't figured it out yet. But I am happy with Khalil Herbert. He played really well last week. Suck it, Parker. I know we talked a little bit about that privately. You hated on him a little bit.
I'm not a Khalil Herbert fan. Still not.
But looked good. Played most of the snaps. Also, Jake Ferguson. I think he might be a sneaky little tight end there.
He's not bad.
Yeah, he's played well. He's taken over that tight end role for Dak. I know Dak hasn't played well, but his players are getting some stats. So I think once we get healthy and we come back, we'll be good.
And you guys already had a Hard Smarting together, right? Am I the highest on him?
Yeah, I had him last, or like 8th. Sorry,
8th.
I meant like
the difference between 8th and last.
last night. Sorry.
Funny. Okay. His team, I'm pretty high on his team. I think they're pretty good. I think Stroud's going to look good throughout the year. Jacobs and Cook, pretty solid running backs. The combo of Kupp and Debo could be killer. Mark Andrews has played well. DJ Moore's playing well. I mean, all the way up and down, his starting lineup's looking pretty nice. I think it's kind of a sneaky team here. He's had some bad weeks, but I think he's just going to keep getting better every week. So I think this is a start. Number 6. So you had your mom here, Gove, and then Hunter had me right in the middle. I think that's 2 weeks in a row. And I had Hunter. So Gove, you want to touch on Zach real quick?
Yeah, I had your mom here. Wink, wink. I think having Richardson helps. Having a good quarterback. I know Burrow's had a bad year. His running backs came back down to earth. I kind of thought that would happen. Looks like Mostert's maybe even losing some snaps to HM, which is not good for this team. We talked about Higgins being hurt. Jonathan Taylor has to come back and he has to play well. He has to be what he was if this team, I think, even wants to stay in the top half of the league. And then Goddard, he has had just a terrible year. He's not getting any targets. And I think he's normally the top 6 tight ends, maybe. So I think we have some potential issues, but just got to hope JT can not only be this team savior, but also be the Colts savior, So,
yeah, I had Zach's team 5th. So next slide for me, I feel like very similar. The Mostert, I guess, is going to be a little concerning with HM being so good, but he still has Justin Jefferson. Like Anthony Richardson seems to be a really good fantasy quarterback. I'm sure he'll get in the starting lineup here soon. I still think he's got solid pieces. I think there are a few question marks. I think he's got a championship caliber team. I think the potential is there to put it all together with a few good weeks. But I think he definitely needs Jonathan Taylor, and then not having the greatest of performances. The Higgins injury, Goddard's not looked great. That's why I've dropped him dropped him one spot.
What do you think about my team?
I mean, I feel like, I keep beating the same bush, like I'm not sold on Derrick Henry. Like,
Still,
I mean, this is the thing. Like, they're gonna have games where they go up and he's gonna just churn out yards after yards after yards, and then there's gonna be games where they play poorly and he's barely gonna be on the field. Like, normally we would see Derrick Henry like always putting up like 15 to 20 to like 30 points. Like, I just don't think we're gonna see that this year. He's still going to have a few of those games, clearly, because he's had them so far. But he's just not the reliable, like, King Henry that we've seen before. I'm not the biggest ETN fan. I obviously love Michael Pittman. Devonta Adams is really good, too. I mean, Josh Allen is absolute stud. But, again, I mean, your flex options are rough. Even with your team healthy – and like no buys, like your flex options are rough. We're getting to the point where like teams are going to be struggling with flex options because buys, but like your team no buys, your flex options are still scary to me. I feel like this is a good kind of base level to get into the competition, to get into the real competitors that have a chance to win the entire thing. You're kind of like the team that's like the gatekeeper. Like if you can beat Parker's team, you can be better than Parker's team, then you can compete.
I'm the middle of the league, right?
You were
6.
set right there. And I don't think. I mean, it's not.
I think I'm 5. I'm the next slide, so I think I'm 5. I'm not far off of you. Only opinion I have that differs is Etienne and Henry. I'm much higher on my running backs than you are. Those are my only 2 though. Like I don't have anyone after.
Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, right.
So now that I've kind of dumpstered on your team, can you talk very highly about my team? Give me at 6, exactly. Which I thought I was being generous putting my team so high.
No,
at what I put myself at 8, but 6. I mean, I will take it. Just tell me about it.
No, so Hunter, from day one, I've nursed you back to health. I've said, Hunter, you're right there. You're gonna be fine. I said you're good at fantasy. You'll make some good pickups. You'll make some moves and get better. And you had no hope, but here you are, 6th, right with me in the middle of the league. I think your team's looking good. I mean, Justin Fields is looking. I don't know. I'm a personal I love Justin Fields, but I don't know if just against the Broncos it was like a fluke or not. But he's got the Commanders, so he's probably still going to kill it this week. You got Gibbs is looking good. Kamara's back. Chase is, like you said, his floor is really high. He's only going up from here if he goes anywhere. Devontae Smith's solid. Kittle's a little worrying, but HAN's nuts at flex. Dobbs is killing it. Like all the way up and down, your team's looking really good. Your flex options are better than mine. You also got Palmer, and Warren. So there's some options there. I mean, your team's looking really good. I don't know if they've got like the power that teams like Mix and Match and Sendeo has, but they could maybe.
Yep.
So
I love that. Because you've been my rock these first couple of weeks when I was struggling. You've been my rock to keep me steady.
Yes. I'm glad I was your rock. Well, yeah. So I think up from here is going to be tough because you got to overcome my 4-0 records and Isaac's 4-0 record, and then like the top 3 juggernauts. So this is like you said, the gateway. It gets a little tough from here, but I think your team's right there on the legit line. So, and then I had me here, more of the same. Go had me here. I think we kind of know what my team is. And then Hunter had your mom. So I think this is the highest on Zach.
Yeah, I kind of touched on my thoughts on Zach.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, go over. I mean, give us a little rundown on where you're at with Parker's team.
Yeah, I think, as we talked about, his quarterback through tight end, solid, high floor, high ceiling. If we can just get 2 flex players, just God gave us 2 flex players.
Dude, I can't get waiver wires.
Yeah, that's all I need. That's all I need.
All right, and then number 4. So we're all from here on out. It's pretty consistent. The back end of the league and the lower end, or the back end and the front end is pretty consistent. But Team Cuck at 4-0, Kirk O'Hearn, crazy points. don't know if there's anything we really want to say about him. I mean,
No, I mean,
he
I feel like
just goes
the
nuts.
tiers are pretty clear. Like there's I feel like a clear top 3. I feel like Isaac is just
Maybe
below.
4.
I think
Yeah.
Isaac's just below that. I feel like the
I agree.
top 3 are set as in the favorites. I think Isaac is like, likely to make the playoffs and could make some noise and potentially win it. But I feel like the top 3 are.
Yeah, I think
clear and above.
he's going to need probably about an injury to each of the top 3 teams, and his team stay healthy, and then he has a chance. But
Mhm.
I mean, it's similar to like Parker's team with like the flex options for him are not great and what's going to hold him back. But like his like top guys are like incredible and can carry his team if his flex guys don't do anything. And even his flex guys are still okay enough to help keep that floor high enough.
yeah,
But I just feel like the top 3 teams are all just every single
Mhm.
position is an absolute stud.
Yeah. So Sendejo and the mix and match. So we had Sendejo at 2. He had mix and match, and then he had Sendejo, and we had mix and match. But I'll go to this last to just show the tiers. Jonathan and Tyler's teams are ridiculous. I think my team and Isaac's are kind of in that weird. We're not elite, but we're not. We're kind of in the mid. I don't know. I think the mid goes from like 4 to 9, honestly. Probably.
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like that's probably if we're doing like 3 tiers, like the top 3 are clear there, and then Isaac through. Yeah, I mean,
10 because you're at 10,
it depends on where you
which is
put
weird.
Peter. If you put Peter in the top, or if you put Peter, I feel like that's kind of like the deciding factor. I feel like Zach Stone's done enough to be in that middle tier as well.
Mhm.
So
I
I
think
think
the middle
Alex
tiers.
Jackson and maybe Peter at the bottom.
I am curious. What makes you guys put Hansen above Jonathan? Biggest thing for me is I looked at the rosters. Talent's about the same everywhere. I feel like Jonathan has better wide receivers. Hansen's got better running backs. I think the biggest thing for me was the separation at quarterback between Hurts and Russell Wilson. But especially looking at scoring, Jonathan has outscored Hansen 3 out of the 4 weeks we've had. So what am I missing, guys?
I think you underestimate the Christian McCaffrey factor. I think having a guy that's like guaranteed to score you like 25 points a week is ridiculous. And then I feel like Ayuk is so extremely slept on. Like he is clearly the number 1 target for Purdy there. Like Purdy looks to him more than anybody. Ayuk is probably the most underrated receiver in the entire league or in fantasy purposes. And then Kenneth Walker, I don't know why. I mean, we talked about him potentially being drafted low, but was actually drafted in like the 4th round. Like he should have been like a top pick. Like I'm not too worried about Charbonnet getting too much of his volume and his work because they want to run the ball there. So I feel like they're all very close, but having the best player in fantasy by far, really, in Christian McCaffrey is what puts them apart. Like I feel like that's the big difference for me. And I think maybe I'm just not as sold on not having a top tier running back Hurts, and I don't know if Diggs can actually keep up this fantasy success, this dominant fantasy success as long, because he's been kind of up and down over the years in fantasy wise. So I just feel like Hanson's the safer floor, and I feel like really just comes down to Christian McCaffrey.
I don't really have an answer for you, to be honest. I think both of them are I think they're both neck and neck. Like, I think they're both ridiculous. It's kind of a toss up for me who to put at 1. I can't really analyze it any more than that. It's neck and neck.
And I think it's close. I mean, I think it's very close, but I think the McCaffrey factor is huge.
Because on Sendejo's team for the big points, you've got Keenan Allen. He's proved that he's averaging 25.5. So he's proved that he's going to put up points for you like he's not as good as Christian McCaffrey, but he's going to put up points like Christian McCaffrey kind of does. But his receiving core is just Diggs, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Nico Collins, and Keenan Allen. That's 4 wide receivers that are just ridiculous. I mean, wide receiver 1's basically on every other team. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you who is number one, but at this moment I put Tyler.
Okay.
All right, we're here with Zachary Stone, former 7th grade basketball coach. How you been doing, Zach?
Been doing well. You know, been living life up here in Indy. You guys doing good?
How's the fantasy team doing?
It's about to be doing a lot better. He come back.
Cooper comes back, baby.
He should be. He's still IR. Like, we'll see. Hopefully he's back this week because we need him now more than ever.
Zach, is that your record of 2-15 as a basketball coach, a 7th grade basketball coach?
That's what it was. One of the worst classes. No, this is going online, but yeah, one of the worst classes.
So it wasn't the coaching; it was the players. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I wasn't helping much, but Paul Allman was our leader, really, and he steered the ship about as good as he could. But man, we had a rough squad.
Clearly, from the record.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, what do you think of your fantasy team so far?
I don't know. I actually don't really mind my team that much. I like it, and especially seeing Cooper Kupp with fantasy points in there right now. Like, it's not looking too bad to me. Like, I like. I'm big on DJ Moore. If they'll throw him the ball, I mean, like, I like him a lot. I know I got Stroud now, which because Dak just sucked. I mean, like, his team's killing everybody, but he's not getting any fantasy points. So, I don't know. It's like I just have an interesting team. I think that's what first week Hunter liked to say about it. All I put together. Like, I like Cook. I think Cook on the Bills. I mean, he's got to see the end zone at least some more. I mean, it seems like Gabe Davis he scores every game, but he only catches a pass every game. So
that's Gabe Davis for you.
I don't know. Drake London, I think he's a beast, but they just don't have at all. But besides that, I don't know. I think we have some potential, but man.
I'm high on your team now that you got Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel combo. I'm like, man, that could be a lot of points.
Yeah.
Some weeks.
I'm looking.
You might not even need anybody else, just those two. But yeah.
I don't know. Deebo Samuel didn't have a very good game last week, so
he has some down weeks from time to time.
What?
Yeah, he'll have some down weeks from time to time, but sometimes he'll just drop 30 for you.
I think he's just hurt, and like they just used him as I didn't watch the game, so I don't know if you guys watched it, but I feel like they just put him in there just as a distraction more than anything, and just like told him to go out there and block and like don't take the hits. Like I honestly don't know what else they did with him. They rushed him a few times. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. It was just weird.
So what do you think about your matchup with Isaac last week?
I mean, that's just classic. You know, you didn't do too bad, but the other team they just outplays you. You just gotta smack them in the ass and say good game, you know? Like it was I need to go back and look at it. But like, yeah, I mean, I started if Deebo had just an average game and I started Gabe Davis and Drake London instead of Tank Dell and Roshan, then it's a closer game. I don't even know if I still win. Probably not. But you know, that's a lot to ask for. And
well, that's a big. I mean, that's a big score for 151. But yeah, your team played fine. They played fine.
Yeah. No, Roshan. I don't know what the Bears are doing with Roshan, but well, I don't know what the Bears are doing just in general. But
exactly.
So it's interesting.
But it was nice to see Josh Jacobs actually score some points.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, no, for sure. He just I don't know what they're again, I don't know what they're doing there, but he said that they took him to like week 4 last year to really start going off. So if he can find the end zone, they can start doing some stuff down there. That would be huge.
Is CJ Stroud your quarterback of the future here?
Yeah, I mean, just 1,000,000%. It's not. It can't be Dak. It just can't be.
So Dak is on the block then.
He what?
Dak is on the trade block.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's on the ball.
Everybody's tradable, really. I'll throw him. I don't even know.
Here, let me give you a hypothetical. Would you rather have Justin Fields or Dak Prescott for the rest of the year?
Oh, I'm gonna have Justin Fields way over Dak.
Okay, good. That makes me feel better.
I have Justin Fields over CJ Stroud too. Want to do straight
Okay.
up
Hey, how about that?
live
Little trade
trade?
happening before our eyes.
Interesting.
CJ Stroud's played pretty well though.
He's been
No,
solid.
he has, but I don't know, just rookie, and I'm not sold on him yet. I mean, we have Colts have the 50 QB, so
I was hoping Gove would wear his JJ Watt jersey to support your Texans, go boys.
Should have, but I have a podcast for real. I can't wear the same outfit twice. So
Okay.
yeah, that was funny. I literally texted Parker like immediately. I remember I started watching. I was like, "Why is Gove wearing a Texans jersey?"
he said, "Is Gove a Texans fan?" I said, "Just wait."
I was that week, baby.
Yeah.
Go. Didn't you get that jersey at Under the Sun for like $1 or something, or did you even?
I
pay
actually
for
did
it?
not buy it. I know this is posted online, but I did steal that merchandise. So I'm
Where
coming clean.
from?
Under the Sun. It's where we all worked in college.
Oh, okay. I remember that place.
It's actually a 3XL, so it doesn't fit either.
3XL.
But I still snap that thing.
That's so funny.
That is hilarious. All right, we'll look into your matchup for this upcoming week. Let's see, scoreboard. Right here. Yeah, box score.
The Danny Woodheads.
Not the Danny
One of the-
Woodheads.
The Danny Woodheads are looking rough right now, so you might get it win this
Really,
week.
that's what I'm saying. This week we got it. We got to get a win, right?
The battle of the 1 and 3s.
Is
Yeah.
it safe to say that the loser of this is eliminated from playoff contention?
Oh, it's way too early for
At
that.
1-4, I don't know.
That's tough to come back from.
I just remember my
Let's see that.
comeback from last year and I almost made it. So I think up until like 6 losses, you got a chance.
I mean, knock on all the wood in the world.
He's got Cooper
I don't
Kupp,
have-
man.
I don't have any injuries right now on my team.
I guess it's more of if Alex loses this week, he's definitely not making the playoffs. Even
Yeah.
if Alex wins this week, he's probably still not making the playoffs. But
Alex
Yeah, I
needs a lifeline for sure. Nick Chubb sucked. He's got Saquon back though, so that could help.
but Javonte Williams is hurt, and he needed Javonte Williams because he needs running backs.
And these guys aren't even playing good. Like Javonte's got he's not even scored 10 points yet,
Yeah.
and neither is Tyjae Spears. So
Well,
his
I
flexes are
mean-
looking rough.
He's a rookie backup to Derrick Henry, so I don't expect too much out of him anyway.
I send him a weekly trade of Jacoby Myers and Tajay Spears. I've sent him like 3 or 4 by now. He never accepts them. But I always try to get my handcuffs. But yeah, I'm
Alex,
definitely
you
gonna
might
be picking.
need a spark plug. You might need a spark
Well-
plug. Make that trade.
I've been trying to trade him. He won't even respond to him, reject him, or anything.
Yep, that's all.
You got to give him the deadline.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick Zach's team for this one. I think.
Gove, what do you think?
Yeah, looking at it, I have zero belief in the Danny Woodheads. I think their season is over. Might be a 1-win team. I won't lie.
Jeez.
So going Zach Stone.
Whoa.
Yeah, this one's easy. Zach Stone will win this one, guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Zach, you picking yourself?
I don't even like picking myself, but I mean, in this matchup, you can't. If you don't have belief in your team for this matchup, then you're really in rough waters. So
I feel like this is a huge like the records of 1 and 3 like don't accurately portray the story. Like this would still be a huge upset if Alex won.
Oh
even
yeah.
with the same record.
Yeah.
We're all like so definitive on Zach that I'm afraid Alex might come in and get the
I pull it
dub.
out.
He's gonna
I
take
feel
it
like-
personally.
I feel like
Someone's
this
gonna
is
play
like
out of their
Madden, an old Madden game where you could be like the all-star team, and then they had those random like 60 overall teams in the game. I feel like this is what
lose.
you kind of expect. If you lose, it's pretty pathetic.
Alex is getting some slander in this pod already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
catching
he's gonna
sprays.
see. Yeah, he's caught a lot of
I've been
slander, but rightfully so. I mean, his team's not good.
No, they're not looking very good. Yeah. Anything else you want to wrap up about your fantasy team real quick, Zach?
What's my fucking? Can you guys hear me? My computer's like frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda. You're back.
No, I mean like some tough weeks. Obviously, the fucking loss to Hunter. That was a brutal loss. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm just sitting. Yeah, like I told.
And that was
Parker,
before. That
Hey,
was
that's
before
gonna-
Hunter's team was looking good.
That's gonna be one of those losses. It's like a November like college basketball loss. Like it seems bad at the time, but you look back and like, wow, that team ended up doing really well. Like maybe that wasn't such a bad loss after all. That's how that loss is gonna feel. Week 14, week 15.
Like I wasn't even like necessarily like saying because I like am down on your team. It's just more like just because we were right there, and it's like to lose to Matt Gay having the best kicking
Yeah.
defense in NFL history.
True. That's a tough way to lose.
That's
And
a fun way to win a matchup is with a kick and
Wow.
a defense.
It's just tough. It's just a tough one to take, but whatever you take and move on. Next game up. I shouldn't even be talking about it, honestly.
And this is something we've been asking most guests on the pod, but what are your thoughts on the pod so far? Do you like it? Any comments, suggestions?
Immediately when it comes out, I'm first listener every week. I guarantee it.
He's
I'm
usually
sitting
texting me
more
asking when it's coming
I
out.
whenever it comes out, I just pull it right up and just throw it on the TV. Just watch it. No, yeah, it's been awesome. I think it's so funny. Just hearing thought, like I was telling Parker, I was like I really never look at other people's teams that much. So it's like I kind of always been like, I'll just watch mine. But like it's kind of gotten like more interesting. Like go around and like see like, oh shit, like and like go and see like other matchups and like just I'll have like different thoughts on it. So it's just pretty funny.
What have you thought of our rankings of you so far?
Fair. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was like, my team, with like whenever Cooper Cup's out, I mean, it's just like, yeah, I mean, we kind of are ass. But if he can come back and he can be, I just need him to be what Puka is right now. Like, if he can be that, I mean,
Yeah, Puka's been ridiculous.
we can have a decent squad. I don't know, like.
I have faith in your
We have a
team.
long way to play off,
Bless you.
but we're gonna take it one week at a time. I think I like where we're headed.
Yeah, I definitely think your trajectory is on the way up. So I think you're in a good spot. Just got to win this week for sure.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We're
we'll
gonna do our
not keep
best.
you from Survivor anymore. If you're Zach was texting me. He was like, "Dude, Survivors are 8."
Is Hunter a Survivor guy?
Yeah, I'm a Survivor fan. I didn't watch the first episode because I heard it was terrible. I will eventually, probably, but I have not heard one single good thing about this new season. So
I watched week
They're all weirdos. They're such weirdos. Like they're so weird.
Yeah, I heard that like people were like fighting to like go home and like be the first ones voted out, and that like ruined me on it. Like, why would I want to watch that?
Yeah,
Jeez.
like, it was a very weird. It was like the weirdest episode of Survivor. Like just weirdos and just like how they. I don't know. It's like how they were like. And this one dude was like crazy with anxiety attacks. I don't know. It was.
Are you talking about the guy that could not climb the rope ladder?
Yeah, he couldn't climb a whole
That
ladder.
might have been.
Like an anxiety attack and was.
It might have been the worst display of upper body strength I've ever seen in my life.
What?
It was non-existent.
It was so embarrassing.
Hunter,
Yeah, I mean these last couple seasons have just been not good. Like they've done like the new like diversity casting initiative, which is good to like not have like 18 white people and like 2 black people, but like they're casting like the exact same like personality type, which is like the opposite of what Survivor is like built on, having like completely different personalities, like living on an island. So it's just it's just a mess. Like they need to fix casting. It's bad.
Hunter, haven't you watched like every season of Survivor?
I didn't finish last season's, and then I think 41 I haven't seen. But yeah, I've seen all the other ones.
Jeez.
I
That's
have a
impressive.
ranking. I have like a list on my phone of like my top of like ranking every single season. Like my list.
What's the best season?
I think my favorite is it's Heroes versus Villains season 20, or it might
Oh,
be
I think I watched that.
it might be Micronesia, the fans versus favorites. Let me pull it up real quick. No, I have it as season 16 fans versus favorites, and then season 20 Heroes versus Villains. Those are my top 2.
I haven't
So
watched
old
in so
school.
long.
Old school Survivors to go.
I haven't watched since then, basically. So, guess I didn't miss anything.
I mean, there were some good seasons in the 30s. Season 40s was fun because it was an all winners season, so that was
that
cool.
would be cool.
But like everything after 40 has just been not great. But
Well, thanks for having me on, boys.
Of course. Thanks for coming on.
Sure.
Good luck the rest of the season.
yeah, good luck.
Appreciate it. We'll need it.
This is our outro as well. So, thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Go,
Yeah, we're-
salute.
I don't. It's not. It's week one. I can't do the rest. You know?
You're not a Bloomfield ROTC rider.
Yeah.
Never
I'm
stop.
against the Bloomfield ROTC.
Yeah, you didn't have Lieutenant Commander Frank Starr as a
Really, to whip your ass.
in your school, so you wouldn't know about it.
I always love your ROTC comments in the pod. I think like the dishonorably discharged one was so funny to me. I don't remember who you were talking about, but that was so funny.
It was Kadarius Tony.
He's still riding with you, isn't he?
Yeah, because there's nobody else to pick up. If there's a better option to pick up, I would drop him. Like next time, like I add somebody, Kadarius Tony is getting discharged. So.
I'll see you boys.
See you next.
Yeah.